Why is nutrition so important?
Okay. Well, big question.
Got to start with a bang.
I think, I'm trying. Okay. So nutrition is, food is the closest we can get to nature in terms of what we put inside our body. And it all starts with food, in my opinion, because if you think about it, if you're going to fuel a high performance sports car, you're not going to want to use, rubbish, poor, dirty fuel to power that. So if you look at yourself as, a sports car, you're going to want to fuel that body with the best type of food. And I just notice it in my own life. If I have a weekend where I don't eat as well, I don't feel great. My mood is low. I don't feel energized. And then when I eat a normal, healthy, balanced diet, I feel great and I perform and I show up. And yeah, that's what it's all about. And then I do want to add as well, why nutrition? Because I think food brings people together as well. And I'm like a big family girl.
Yeah. Okay. So now you've said that. Food, what was kind of that relationship you had with food in the early days, through your teens, going through there?
Not good.
Not good?
No.
Okay.
I've been delving into a lot of this right now through hypnotherapy. And I grew up quite a chubby child, like always loved chocolate and just probably was a little bit on the chubby side. And
white, milk, dark, all?
Galaxy. It was always Galaxy cookie crumble. Loved it. And I always loved food growing up. My parents always encouraged me to finish my plate of food and everything like that. But then certain things happened as you grow up, childhood, people might say things or family members might comment. And that has actually left a lasting imprint on me. And it's not since I've gone back into hypnotherapy and get into the root cause of some of my behaviors, I've realized that some of those comments over the years really did make a lasting imprint. And then moving on to my teenage years, hitting puberty, I lost weight. I got sort of quite obsessed with being skinny and I got really quite thin. I didn't have an eating disorder, but I was very thin, sort of in my 16, 17 years. It was the age of Tumblr. I don't know if you remember Tumblr.
Oh, 2 years.
It was kind of like Pinterest.
Showing my age, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but less. It was and it was just all skinny women. And so I got really quite obsessed. And then I got into fitness. And then I sort of I made the direct impact of, eating well and getting strong and having energy to be fit. And I got into making healthy snacks. And that's when that was my first initiation into healthy cooking, healthy eating. And I wouldn't say my relationship with food is perfect. I would be lying if I think women have so much pressure. I know men do as well, but more so I think we have so much pressure to be small and be slim. But I've definitely got to such a more positive place with that. But it's been a journey.
It's definitely a journey, right? And I'd like to touch on this if you don't mind, on that side, because I think you're right. Women do have a more complex relationship with food because of the stigma of society where they place people you have to be beautiful, you have to be pretty, and there's a lot of not necessarily for men, but I know a lot of women just for other women as well, for judgment of the peers type of thing. Yeah. So what is it then when it comes to the food? What are the kind of battles that women you feel are going through? Essentially, you went through yourself. That is about how do I change away from the emotional side of, okay, I know eating well is good for me. I feel the difference when I'm eating well. But when something's not going by the breakup or stress at work or just something but not working out, then you, most people, they turn to the cream, the whipped cream, the cookies. They don't go. What is that battle, I suppose, for females?
So we're very emotionally charged, women especially, and we are more attuned to reaching for food in those times of emotional stress, especially when you think of across the menstrual cycle as well, where our hormones are fluctuating so much. And there is a period during that time where you're actually burning 300 calories more a day. So women are berating themselves of I want to eat well, but I'm so hungry. It's because your body is working so hard. You actually need those extra calories. Yeah. And then we crave things like carbohydrates because there's a drop in serotonin and carbohydrates make us feel happy. Yeah. And then also we have a magnesium dip, and funnily enough, chocolate contains magnesium. So it's our body actually telling us what we need. And it's hard with women, but we just have to try and listen to our bodies and make sure what we have in our home is going to serve us. So for example, if I know I'm going through a hormonal dip, in general, I don't buy really unhealthy things. I'll have like 90% dark chocolate in. I'll have like, for the carbohydrates, I'll have
Galaxy?
Yeah, no, it'd be Lindt. It'd be like 90% dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And then like some fresh berries, maybe some yogurt. And then I'd also have like some good complex carbohydrates, like sweet potato, bread. I'm not going to be having like pastries, white chocolate, things like that, because they're so easy to overconsume. So I hope that answers your question.
It does. Yeah. Are there common ones that you find other women, like when it comes to like go-tos, like chocolate you've just mentioned, but is it usually like, is it chocolate or is it ice cream? Or pasta's another one.
Yeah, pasta. But pasta's not bad. Yeah, ice cream. Ice cream I feel like I've got like memory from films when like the girl breaks up with the guy,
to be honest.
and they're like out like eating like a Ben and Jerry's, crying. Yeah, I guess that is probably quite a common one as well. Yeah.
Well, when it comes to healthy food then, obviously, because I know it's harder said than done, but the aim is to eat healthier because it puts you in a better state of mind. I mean, the short fix is the sweet stuff. Obviously, the long-term fix is the healthier stuff.
Yeah.
Is there a go-to for you? Like, is it like I've got to have watery, like tomatoes and cucumber, for example, I've got to have avocado.
On
or
like
I've got
a
to have
day-to-day?
nuts. No, just when you're feeling down.
Right, okay.
So, like, you've got a choice of, you can reach for the ice cream or the chocolate, or you can reach for my go-to meal, which is, it's like, as a male for me, to be honest, if I'm ever going through something mentally like that, I know I've got to go have chicken and rice.
Okay.
Just because I love the taste of it to start with, and I know it's healthy. So like, or if I'm going to go something a little bit different, don't get me wrong, I've gone for chocolate and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
But acai is another one. Was my
Yes,
go-to.
Yeah.
Because I just whip around to that. I love the taste of it, but also forces me to go for a run too before I have it. I mean, is there anything?
For me, I do feel like it's been such a long time now that I've been in this world that I don't look for food as like, unless it's like, having a bit of chocolate, but like in terms of a meal, I would much rather have like a really wholesome filling homemade meal as a comfort over ordering a takeaway. Like that just is, and I would rather create like a fake away if anything. But
homemade
when it
burgers?
comes, sorry?
Homemade burgers?
Yeah, or like even like fish and chips and like curries, things like that, like healthy versions.
Yeah.
But I do love a good pizza. Like if it was to come and like if it was a moment where I was like, oh, I just want to like have a night off, like probably a pizza and a glass of wine.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
I've seen like all the stories and stuff like that. You've posted things like that. You've hosted your pizzas.
I'm very balanced. Yeah.
What is it that obviously now it's a habit for you because like it's happened over time. But then how would you recommend for people to break old habits to get into the habits when they're potentially in their 20s or in their 30s?
Really, really baby steps and habit stacking I find to be so powerful. So for example, like when you're making your coffee in the morning, like the kettle's boiling or like it's, burning away or like on the hob or whatever, like take that moment to down a glass of water and, make sure you're hydrating like before your coffee. So like just pair that. And then in terms of breaking habits, in terms of sweet things, so like say if my client, for example, really struggles with just like overeating on indulgent sweets, I say, okay, so say it's chocolate, get it out the fridge or the cupboard, add it to a bowl or a plate, add some yogurt, maybe some berries, add some nuts. So it's like a big bowl of food, kind of like a dessert or a snack.
Yeah.
Sit down, put your phone away and mindfully eat and enjoy that. And have that as a moment, as a ritual, as opposed to, just grabbing out the fridge, eating it without even thinking. And then before you know it, you need more, you haven't hit the craving. So I try to teach my clients to just be as mindful as possible and always before they reach something, take a beat, like take a moment, be like, do I actually need this? Or can I go for a walk? Just get some fresh air. And then if I come back and I still want it, I'll have it. But you've had time to sort of process.
Make better decisions, kind of thing, like stepping back, stepping away. I did hear there's something to do with the brain as well. I can't remember what part of it is. I've forgotten that, you just need this 10 or 15 minutes because your brain gets stuck in this pattern, and this 10 or 15 minute window just gives this ability for this part of your brain to start functioning again.
Right.
That gives you actually clarity.
Is it the hippocampus?
Geez, I
No.
have to ask my friend who's a brain,
Yeah,
brain doctor, but I've heard this like a few years ago. So it's like, it's something that I learned, again, I can't remember, few years ago anyway.
Yeah.
That was like literally if you get into a place where you're angry or uncertain,
Yeah.
just change your environment.
Yeah.
Take that 10 to 15 minutes, like 20 just to be sure that you can think clearer. instead of hitting it straight on.
Yeah, like have a cold shower, like move rooms, like just switch up your environment.
Massively.
It can be so powerful.
I do love talking about these kind of things when it comes to the psychology for food as well, because a lot of people have this battle always, and women, face it differently than men as well. When it comes to, okay, you're eating healthy, that's great, and having a stressful day at work, what kind of your go-tos is there particular foods that you have that like, okay, this is going to help reduce the stress, or this is going to help give you more energy? Do you have your like primary 3 that you'd say, okay, make sure it's this is the morning, this is the lunchtime, this is the evening?
So ideally, I always include protein and fats with your breakfast. And more often than not, try to have a savory breakfast. This is going to really balance your blood sugar. So most people, they have maybe, cereal. I think cereal in the UK is the most popular thing to have. And like, I love a bowl of overnight oats and but I will always make sure I add nuts to that or have protein powder in it and yogurt to balance the blood sugar spike.
Yeah.
But what I find is that when you start your day sweet, you're more likely to then crave sweetness as the day goes on. Even if that is, honey, natural sweetness, is still sugar.
Yeah.
So I'd always say start savory. So things like eggs are great. And then throughout the day, having set meal times, I find this helps with cravings as well.
To create the routine, or just for the...
Create the routine, but your body learns when to expect food.
Yeah.
So it digests food better. You're more in tune with your hunger cues and signals. And knowing that, for example, for me, I have breakfast at 8, I have lunch at 12, I have snack at 3, and then I have dinner at 6. Like
okay, well, yeah.
Most days, like the weekends obviously I'm a bit more flexible, but that's how I work, and my body works really well. I don't eat anything after dinner. I'm always dinner and done. And yeah, just making sure that they're balanced meals. They all contain protein. So if we're going to do like breakfast, lunch, might have some like eggs, avocado, toast, and I always put like loads of different veg and salad on. Like you've probably seen from my Instagram.
You got like 10 or different
yeah,
types
I will
of things
just whatever. I will just look at my plate.
The time.
I'll just chuck it in. Like it doesn't even
Really?
require cooking most of the time. It's just like random bits. And then lunch might be, I don't know, like a fillet of salmon with some sweet potato and some more veg. Like really balanced protein, good carbohydrates. And then in the afternoon, that's like my sweet time. So that's when I might have some natural yogurt with some peanut butter and some berries.
Oh, yum. Oh.
Yeah.
Mouth started to water there.
And then dinner, it's either, I might have like a chili or like I might have like organic beef, like a chili or bolognese or pasta or a curry. I love just like a one pot dish. So yeah, I'm very plant forward. Like I actually used to be a vegetarian. I've started eating good quality meat again in the last sort of 6 months. But I would say my diet is very much made up of plants predominantly, with the addition of like some fish and meat.
Okay. So I was actually wanting to ask about that, because there is obviously the big debate between have meat, don't have meat, vegan, vegetarian, paleo is another thing. Where does your opinion lie on this?
Yeah.
This?
So I first went vegetarian it would have been about four years ago. And it was purely an ethical thing, because I'm a massive animal lover. I love dogs. I've always felt quite connected to animals. And my sister has been a vegan for as long as I can remember. So I always had her sort of influence. She never like put it on us, but I always had her influence. And I always kind of thought, I would love to do that. So just one day I just like, right, I'm going to be a vegetarian. I ate a bit of fish. So I was pescatarian for a while. And then it's not until... So I'm a certified nutrition coach, but I'm currently doing a degree in nutritional therapy. And the more I'm learning about nutritional therapy and how supportive, good quality, organic, grass-fed meat can be for female hormones and things like that, I then started to introduce a little bit of meat here and there. So I don't eat it every day.
Like beef or lamb or chicken?
Beef and chicken mainly. If I eat out, I might have some lamb, but I don't tend to buy pork or lamb. I don't really tend to eat pork. But I just think I try to have a Mediterranean style diet, which is what the most science has got back behind it. So it's predominantly plants, lots of fresh vegetables, a little bit of dairy, and then like a little bit of meat and fish.
Yeah.
Healthy fats. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. That's a big one.
Yes. There's also a lot of information out there too with people and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, everyone's different and everyone can be unique in their own bits and pieces. Where in your mind is, like you just kind of mentioned, the Mediterranean lifestyle, and there's like the Japanese, the Asian, there's the Western side. Do you have like a flavor that you say people should go towards? I mean, Mediterranean obviously is up there in your list, but obviously you're English, so it's like you're used to these foods as well. So.
I would say go back to your roots. Like
Okay,
I was speaking to another nutritionist the other week, and she said that she just really can't tolerate wheat very well. I think she's from Bahrain, whereas like rice and lentils and things like that, like absolutely no problem. But like wheat and starchier things like that, she can't handle. So I do think it's very much genetics in our roots, but like Mediterranean, I would say is so flexible. Like it's even, I don't even know if you can call it like country specific because, well, one, it's a region, but it is literally fresh fish, a good quality meat, lots of vegetables and healthy fats. Yeah.
The olive oils. It's so nice. I mean, just outside here, actually, there's like olives, gherkins, cucumbers, tomatoes, and then meat. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I take that in literally every single time. What is it then to help people understand, like avoiding sugars, avoiding the spikes? Why are we avoiding these spikes?
So this is something that I've explored. I did a testing about 3 years ago where I wore the glucose monitor and I ate the muffins, and then I had this device on my phone where I tracked my blood sugar, and it come back with a report. And I got really into it, and I did really think, oh God, there's so much in this of, we should be avoiding these blood sugar spikes. But as the years have come along, and as a professional in the wellness industry, like your opinion does change, and you learn and you grow.
Yeah, totally.
And now I don't think it's necessary for people unless they have diabetes or they're pre-diabetic. Our blood sugar should be like rising and falling throughout the day. It's when you're eating, highly processed foods, highly sugary foods, lots of like processed carbohydrates, and it's constantly like that. That's when there's a problem, because you will develop insulin resistance. But for the average person like you and I that's eating a good balanced diet, good protein, and combining your foods, so not just having porridge oats on their own, making sure you're having some yogurt with it or some nuts or some protein powder to balance that spike. There's a big craze about it. I don't personally think it's totally necessary in my opinion.
Any particular nuts you recommend when you're mixing with your breakfast?
No, just get a variety in, although there has been a lot of science recently out about how walnuts are linked to improved cognitive function.
I did hear that. I heard the same thing.
Yeah.
I do like walnuts anyway. I mean, back in New Zealand, I used to always find a walnut tree, crack them open.
Oh,
and
wow,
just
I
for
love
ages,
that.
like, just loved eating them, to be honest. Loved more the fun of actually finding the nuts, cracking the nuts, and then
that's so
picking out the
wholesome. I love
It was
that.
very, very cool. What I'll mix this into, because there's a different mindset, obviously, with females and a stigma in the world society of something like that when it comes to food. So is most women having trouble with, actually, sorry, let me take this back, because there's one point where society says skinny is beautiful. Now there's a culture that's coming out where lifting is priority, because strength training, good development, longevity, and obviously there's a different diet when it comes to that as well. What are your thoughts on this when one woman trying to break out of that? Because you're saying yourself, you went through the skinny phase to go a fit phase, right? So thoughts on that, how to break out of that space of being too skinny, and then being okay to eat foods, because it is about eating more. It's not about eating less.
Yeah, and I think with the whole Ozempic craze now, and like I think there's been a lot of news around like the Hollywood celebrities nowadays are, like promoting this like unrealistic thinness, and it's like now we're bringing back the heroin chic, they're calling it, which is just so sad, especially for our younger generation that just have these like aspiring people and they're just unrealistically thin.
But they're under the knife, a lot of them too. Like they go to surgery, they get cosmetic surgery.
Yeah. And it's just impossible to like sustain for the average person. But if I was to give advice to someone that was sort of focused on, being skinny and trying like focusing more on gaining strength, I would tell them to, try and do something they enjoy first of all. So if they don't want to lift weights in the gym, like could you go to a group class? Could you go to CrossFit? Could you, I don't know, do like body pump? Could you do Pilates? Find something you enjoy and work hard, like push yourself, and notice that you'll start to feel hungrier. So you need to fuel your body and getting stronger and noticing how you feel as a result of that, how empowering it is. And just trying to get out of like that mindset of like, you know, smaller is better, because it's not. Your body is so amazing in what it does for us every day. And putting it into semi-starvation mode, it won't be able to perform those things. It won't be able to eventually carry children, but also show up and have and work and do all those things that you feel passionate. So I would try to speak to this client and say like, what makes you, what lights you up, what you're passionate about, and then relate that back to like how your body can help you get there.
It's got kind of lean towards where I want to take this in a way, but like because you saying or have this very different, unique point of difference is why I wanted to connect with you, because there's manifestation, nutrition side of things. You're bringing these two worlds together. Explain more about that. Yes.
So manifestation is something I've been passionate about for a long time, and I've invested personally around maybe £20,000 over the last few years in mentoring, coaching, manifestation coaching. So and then plus my nutritional studies. So like I am all in on personal development. I am so passionate about it. And in terms of manifestation, of course, when I first heard about it, I was like, okay, like I didn't really believe it.
I think most people are at the start, right?
People are skeptical, and fair enough. But what I say to people that are skeptical when they don't believe in like a greater force than us, like the universe, I'm like, I say, right, okay. So the moon, the energy from the moon alone is controlling the tides of our seas. Yeah. We're 70% water. So how can you expect us to not be affected by the changes in the moon?
Literally, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. And then also when you think of like Wi-Fi, you can't see Wi-Fi, but it works. Well, you can't see the energy around you, but it works. And I just, we're spinning around on this giant ball of fire in the middle of the universe, yet people won't believe in, you know, like greater forces, universe, and like
vibrations,
frequencies and things like that. And why it's a positive thing. Why not believe in something? What, like, instead of just being that person that just feels like it's not realistic. Like what even is realistic?
Yeah, literally, yeah.
So anyway, sorry, to get back to your question.
I love it, passionate.
Yeah,
yes.
I am.
Bring it.
So I guess I'll share like a personal story of how manifestation worked for me. So I was probably doing it subconsciously, you know, growing up and achieving certain things. But the one that sticks in my mind is when I moved to Dubai. So I've lived in Dubai now for 2 years. And my partner at the time, we come on holiday here and we met some people, and they were like, you've got to move here. Like you get this, you get that. Like it's lots of good perks for the job that my partner had. And we come back home to the UK, and we was like, right, I said, I want to be self-employed before we move there, and he would need to find a job. So we needed maybe 6 to 8 months for me to like leave my job and then him like find the job. So that happened. I managed to go self-employed, and then he was applying for lots of different jobs. It did not look like it was going to happen. It was so saturated. He wasn't getting accepted for all these roles, despite being hugely talented. But it's just really, really saturated. I had meetings about my visa, and it just wasn't like all these different companies. I felt like I was being, what's the word? Just like. Fooled, like they weren't taking me seriously, and I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to get a visa.
There's another number in the system.
Yeah, so it wasn't going to happen basically. And then every single night leading up to that, I would sit in bed and I'd make me and my partner do it. I'd right, close our eyes. We're there. We're in our apartment. Like we were visualizing Dubai. And then every morning, in the shower, I would visualize myself walking onto the beach with my yoga mat and doing yoga in Dubai. Like that was always my vision. And I had to feel it. Like I'm getting goosebumps now because I had to feel that physiological response of me being in Dubai before I got there.
Their belief?
Yeah. The belief, and also like waiting for reality to catch up with you. If your body believes it. So anyway, it wasn't going to happen. It got down to like the last 2 weeks before my partner could technically give his notice in. So we're like, it's not going to happen this year. It's fine. We'll try again next year. And then by a stroke of luck, he had he got down to the final 2 in 1 week for 2 roles, and then got offered one, and we were leaving in 9 weeks. And we had to rent out our flat. We had to sell our cars. I had to sort out my visa. I had to sadly give my dog to my mum and dad. So all of this happened, and I honestly believe it was my commitment to manifestation and visualization, and also taking that action step. Right, we were doing all the things. I went self-employed. He was applying for jobs. Like that's a common misconception about manifestation, that you just sit there and you wish for it. It doesn't happen like that.
Because that's the sorry, when you think about, when people think of manifestation, because there's no belief behind it in the first place, that's why they struggle in the first place, because it's like, I don't know. Like that thought process in there.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I was like, the story you've told was like, it took me 10 plus years, 15 plus years, maybe 20 plus years. Even now I still struggle with it. But when I know I believe in it, if it hasn't happened, and it's not that I'm trying to manifest it, but like I've been in positions where I'm just like, I am this.
Yeah.
Like, and when I've thought like that, for me personally, it just works.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, like I was fitness instructor for, I don't know, 20 years. And then, for the first year, I felt like, what's the word? An imposter syndrome going into the AV world. And sometimes I've had that before as well with this space. But then as soon as the belief was there, because I just look back and go, well, I've done it once.
Yeah.
Done it.
Yeah. You've got evidence.
Some part of evidence, yeah. And it's like, that would take as in, well, there's another step. And I'm just like, well, if I can do that one, obviously I can do that one.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, believe it, I know I can do it. I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I started believing and thinking that then things starts to happen. And it's like, so when you talk like this and like that belief or the goosebumps, goosebumps, that's right. I'm 100% with you on that, because that is something that I think people, you need to commit to it. It's like when you, like religion, if you don't believe, then you don't believe.
Yeah.
If you do believe, then you do believe, and you're fully invested and you're there and you've created the way, I suppose.
Yeah. And your mind, 95% of your mind is subconscious. Only 5% of it is actually like the physical, like what me and you were talking about now. But you having that belief subconsciously is what got you there.
Yeah.
That's 95%. It's not always about, what we're thinking in our mind. So like rewiring the mind and, unblocking things. Maybe this is a separate conversation. But
we can take it there.
but what I wanted to touch on with you as well is like you having that belief, and like sometimes we take the aligned action and we think this is the right thing for us. And then we overcome these tests where it's like, actually, it's not going to happen. Or I always know that when something doesn't go my way, even though I've, manifested it or tried to manifest it, I know that there's something else better for me. So that feels very comforting, because I know that whenever you look back at your life, anyone listening to this, they'll know if they've ever like tried to get somewhere with something and they haven't got it, it all worked out for them in the best way possible. So it feels hard and you want to grip on and you want to try, but sometimes letting go and just letting the universe do its thing, you will be surprised that it will show up for you.
It does. Like it's can't explain it sometimes, but then and it's a great topic. I want to stay around this realm, the space, because I find that's the difference between people. I find when someone fully commits, and there's a lot of things when it comes to small business and like entrepreneurs, like it's a big trend, fad, what do you want to call it? It's the in thing to do these days. Ones that are not making it. There's a very small amount of people that do make it. But I think the difference is the ones that have the belief they can make it, like the ones that like, in a way, they've manifested this as well. Like, I believe this is going to work. I know, like, I'm just going to, what am I going to do? I've got confidence in just going to do what if I'm learning, I'm just going to learn it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep learning, I'm gonna keep evolving, keep developing. And it's just, they just have this drive to keep going. And obviously, you consistent enough for long enough, you will be successful. What is it then for people that, when you're talking with people about these kind of things, they want to make you've a life decision as well to make as well. So what is it when you talk with people about the challenge they have to make these changes? Because it does come a commitment to sometimes cut the rope, take the leap of faith, and then move forward in that direction, whether it be a career, whether it be weight or a new partnership or something like that, So is there discussions you're having with people that...
Yeah, and I'm always great at giving advice, and I'm not always...
I think we're all good at that.
I'm not always as good as, taking my own. But I remember years ago when I was working in a job really unfulfilled, but like the money was good, but I knew I wanted to do something more in nutrition. And I had a couple of freelance jobs, and I was so miserable in this 9 to 5 or 9 to 8 really. It was like long hours. I was so miserable, but I had I didn't have another job,
Mm-hmm.
and I just ended up going in one day and I just quit. Like I was like, I was fortunate enough that I was still living at home with my parents, didn't have a mortgage at the time, so I could do that. But I was like, I need to make space for new opportunities to come in, because if I don't, like, where are they going to find me? So I quit that day, and within 2-3 weeks, I got a really like aligned role for a wellness company. I was still supporting them with nutrition, but also a bit of marketing. So I still had a bit of my background in there, and worked with them for years, and it was incredible. And I remember telling my sister the same, like when she's been unhappy, like make space. And it's hard to like cut that cord, but the universe is gonna support you if you kind of do those steps. Like if you do what your intuition's telling you. Like my intuition was telling me, you need to leave this job, like for ages. But I was like, well, I can't. Like the non-subconscious mind was like overpowering. Like, no, you need to pay your bills, you need to do this.
The sensible side of things.
Yeah. And ultimately, like you've got to create a life you love, like, and waking up every day and being miserable in a job. I would hate to look back at my life and think that, and I would love to think that I, took the risks and I left the job, I followed my heart, because it will 100% be worth it. And it has been worth it. It's definitely been worth it.
So now you just talked about like it's easier to give advice than it is to take your own advice. What are some of the advice you do give, like as far as the first steps when you're looking at this path? Because I think you're including manifestation and nutrition side of things.
Yeah.
What's kind of the first couple of steps you take with someone?
For manifestation? Yeah. Okay, so the first piece of advice would be get completely clear on your goals. So what is it that and don't just write down 10 or 20 goals because like you feel like you need to. Like I would say if you're going to write a list of goals, half them initially, because you don't want to feel overwhelmed by it, and also you don't want to feel like you've let yourself down if you don't achieve them. So
that's exactly what happens. I've gone through that before.
It's every January rolls around, we're like, right, I want to
that one,
earn £1 million. I want to buy 10 houses. Like it's just I don't like the word like realistic, but like sometimes you have to be a little bit realistic.
Sensible?
Okay. Yeah. Responsible, maybe.
Responsible.
So I would say get really, really clear on that. So, like I'll be completely honest. One of the things right now for me, I'm running my first manifestation program. It's blending nutrition and wellness. And I want to fill out all those spots for that. I want to have 10 aligned women in that circle. And I have calls with all these women before they sign up. Like I want to make sure it's a group where I feel like we're all going to, connective like group and like have a connected group and just support each other. So that's one of my goals right now is to fill that out. And then I have another goal of getting to 10,000 followers on Instagram. Like these are quite like vanity things. And then I have another goal of
eventually direction.
Yeah. And then I have another goal. I'll be really personal of like eventually meeting my soulmate. So like I have a few in there. And then I'd like to like support my membership and things like that. So like get clear, get the numbers down, and also like if it is meeting your soulmate or your person, like. What does that person look like? Like, not so much aesthetically, but look like, what are they like?
The life
like,
you're living.
How are they treating you? Yeah, like, what do they do for work? Maybe what industry are they in? Like, get clear on it. Even trips, like, what does the hotel look like? What does the bedding feel like? Get really, really clear on it. So that's the first step. And then I would take my clients through a visualization, and this wouldn't just be a one-off thing. Like I would want them to like listen to this visualization every day if they can, every morning, every night. And one thing that I always say, and I mentioned it at the start, feeling how it feels. So if I get these 10 women signed up, I've already got 2.
Okay, very cool.
If I get 10, I know that will make me feel so proud, so successful, so strong. I'll feel like my parents will be proud of me. I feel like my coaches, my mentors will be proud of me. And I'll just feel like, you know what, I can do this. And like, not that I doubt that anyway, but it's just that extra boost of like, I'm now going into manifestation, because I've never actually done anything like this before. It is quite new. And I think I would then, assert myself in the manifestation world. So it's feeling those feelings and then taking action. So for me, for this example, I would, be putting out social media content at least 3-5 posts a week. I'd be connecting with maybe old clients that I feel like would really benefit from this. I would send out email campaigns. I would maybe chat to the people that are engaging with my content a lot and say, hey, have you seen this? Taking those steps, sometimes it can be cringy. Sometimes you have to get your face on camera and you just have to show up for yourself. But you know, talking to camera, you have to do it. Like, at the end of the day, what I say to people that
I love it.
worry about you being cringy, they're not paying your bills. Like, the people sat there, they're probably in the same job, you know, like not pushing themselves at the limits. And I worry that like my family think I'm cringy, and they've said that they do in the past, but I just have to get over it because it's my work. And if I can't be front facing, people aren't going to trust me. And that is what I want to build. I want to ensure that I always provide the highest level of service I can to serve my clients, but also know that they can fully trust in me and that they are investing in someone that completely has their back and is not going to do them over, which there are obviously a lot of that out there.
Yeah, I think I love it because as far as I'm concerned when it comes to that side of things is that I think you build your world and the people that are supposed to be in your world will come into your world.
Yeah.
Like, it's just you be you. And like, I don't think anyone can be truly happy unless they are themselves.
Yeah.
They think if you're a geek, own it. If you're a nerd, if you're whatever you're into, a jock or not, or you are vain or whatever, then like just own it.
Yeah.
Because then you're you, and what you do is instead of trying to chase something, you attract something. And I think, and that's also something I've learned probably in the last 3 years only, to be very fair, just as I find a lot of people you're not going to believe in someone else's dreams or goals, but you can easily believe in your own. And when you believe in your own, you focus on you building your world, then you're not worried about what other people are doing and what other people think. So when you come to like cameras and stuff like that, that's the first thing I would take, you know, and that's why I think it's the easiest way to burn the boats.
Yeah.
To cut the ties. And I told you earlier before, I like I've quite well practiced that now. So it's something I strongly believe in when it comes to people and looking for change, because it's the hardest thing to do. To change is change, and change means not going backwards. It means leaving the old life behind and creating this new life yourself. And the only way to do this is to let go of the old one to create this new one. So,
and it feels hard. Like,
totally, you're letting go is comfort. It's comfort at the end of the day.
And a real person story is like when I broke up with my partner last year, like the loveliest man ever. We're still friends. And I was leaving a healthy relationship that was great, but it wasn't enough. And like, I knew he wasn't my soulmate, and I wasn't prepared to like have an average relationship, or I'm not prepared to have an average life. And it took me months to leave that relationship because I was leaving something that was so good, but I knew that my intuition was telling me, you need to leave this. Like, this isn't your path. And that was the hardest, most excruciating thing I've probably been through. But I've come out the other side, and I'm still single now, and like I'm just focusing on myself. And I think you just please, like anyone listening, like listen to your intuition. It is never wrong. And if you're getting that knock, it's going to be hard. Rip the Band-Aid off, but you will be a so much more stronger, resilient person for it. I know we've gone slightly off topic, but I do feel like, it's very much interlinked.
Well, first of all, thank you for sharing. That's amazing. It's very cool. I want to go into that manifestation when you talk about affirmation, visualization, a little more specifically, a little more deeper, just with people, because I love to give the audience something practical, applicable that they can put towards their daily life. Because what you touched on it's not just about thinking, it's about action points that happen on a regular, consistent, daily. I'm about daily. If it's not part of your 24 hours, then it's not part of your life at all. It's like if you're not working out, if you're not eating healthy, it's all those little habit stacking you refer to, that's the key to a happy day equals a happy month, a happy year, a happy life. That's how I see it. I love that. So it's like
every day you can make every day beautiful.
Every day beautiful. You know, and there's going to be ups and downs in a day, and some days will lean a little more towards the dark, and some days will lean a little more towards the light. So if you work on building those habits to lean towards the light or to deal with the darkness, then you create more light. And I'm always about choice as well. So what are sorry, let's go back to the actual question. Sorry, let's talk about the actual habits that you would like you maybe personally instill, or you like to help instill within others.
Yeah. So I think I saw somewhere like someone ask about manifestation to like a big, expert in the industry, and they were like, is 20 minutes a day enough to dedicate? It has to be lot. It has to be built in you. Like, for example, every morning I wake up and even like the 2 feet I put down on the bed, I'm like, I'm grateful. Like, I'm grateful for my bed. Like, I'm grateful for like a good night's sleep. I'm grateful for my body. And then like going in, brushing my teeth, and like always grounding in gratitude and just being so, I might have had an awful day the day before, but a new day is a fresh start and new energy. Like, I'm all about like that new energy. Come on, like I can turn this around. So I always like love to like move and shake my body, like move out any stagnant energy. I'll then probably go and do a workout or go for a walk. And I'm always listening to like, inspiring podcasts. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm listening to a comedy podcast if like I feel like I've got too much in my brain and I just want to switch off.
Totally.
Which I think is needed. I also journal. More recently, I've had my journal by my laptop whilst working and just been writing down like every little win. Like even if it's something so small, like I get so many lovely comments and people DM me like, I love your content. Like, I love that recipe. Just people, they're not paying me. Like, they're not my clients, but just people reaching out. And like, I think that's so kind and so lovely. And I'm like, that person reached out and told me they really liked, or even like a top, like just little things like that. And little wins, they can be really big wins, like just sign a new client or, like just signed a brand deal or just got this. But most of the time it's just those little things, like my first coffee in the morning was amazing. And then by the end of the day, I've got this beautiful list of like little things that I'm so grateful for. And what you'll find is most days have more good in them than bad. And yeah, totally. so I'd say journaling, movement, obviously eating well, and rest, which is something I definitely am grappling with at the moment because I do struggle to switch off. But yeah, I'm in a bit of a growth spurt at the moment. I'm in like a sprint season, and I know that I'll have my calming season as well. Yeah, I think it's seasonal, but I think just embodying that gratitude is number one, being grateful for what you are while striving for more.
What's that? What you said, because you talked about and you touched on, like you're looking at the positives, where for probably everyone, let's say, negative's so easy to, like, you ask someone 5 negative things about yourself, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Ask one good thing and they're like, But the truth is, like, and I struggle as well, but the as soon as you open your eyes, the opportunity already that you've opened your eyes that presents the opportunity for the day, we all, and I, myself included, go through the moments of just like, I loved how you that passion where you expressed it there, because that's what it should be like in the mornings. It's like, whoa, but should I'm actually alive? I get another chance to live this day, and those days create my life. And that's what I think people miss out on. Like, your day is your life. And like, I loved how you said, like, laugh. Like, it's actually one of my 5 values, like a daily, like I've got 5 daily values and one of them's laugh. And so I was like, what's the point of living my day if I don't laugh? Like, laugh at myself, laugh with someone, laugh at somebody, laugh online or podcasts and things like that. But what is it then with, I want to ask about the other side of it. How can we, or what advice do you give to snap out of, to break out of? Because when you're trying to stack these habits, there's always going to be maybe the mind devils or the one trying to change or pull you away from that positivity. Do you have a go-to to snap you out of that?
What if I'm feeling like I'm in a bit of a funk?
Yeah, you don't, the days you don't wake up, you're like,
and I felt like that. I felt like that recently, like, for sure. Like, I'm missing my family a lot, and there are moments that I do have that. But I would say I try to, I shake out energy. Like, I listen to
physically shake.
Yeah, like physically shake my body, like, or dance around my kitchen or something like that. Go for a walk. We're so grateful, like, lucky to live in Dubai, and like the sun and most of the time is shining. So get outside, get into the sunshine, and avoid having your notifications first thing. I try to keep my phone on Do Not Disturb until like 8 a.m. after I've, got up at 6, worked out, maybe journaled, maybe even meditated, maybe had my breakfast, and then I will then be available to the world. But until that point, I'm not letting anyone else get in my energy. So I would 100% recommend that. But when I am in a funk, I would just, I would write a gratitude list, shake up my body, or like phone my sister or my mum and, just like tell them my problems and
release, get it off.
Yeah.
I got a funny, I don't mind sharing this, but a funny one, if I get that funk, it's a cold shower. It's a dance in front of the mirror quickly, like afterwards, just a because literally just because it doesn't matter. It's the silliest, stupidest thing. It's always going to make me laugh. Always laugh at myself because there's that bit of embarrassment or something like that. And it's like, who cares?
Like we take life too serious. I take life far too seriously, and I'm really trying not to. But like to give you another bad example, another example, it's like I have my own membership, right? And like I had someone cancelled their membership the other day. That's I'm still at this point where it's still. It's still a sting.
Comes out,
And you usually
personal, you take it personally.
Take it so personal, but it's not personal. And I know I'm doing an amazing job on there, and I have so many active members. But just even that, recently, it happened this week, and I was like you. I was in front of the mirror, and I was like, "It's fine," and I was just shaking my body. I was like, well, one door closes. Good, right? Yeah. If that member doesn't want to be in my membership, I'm just making space for another person that's going to really absolutely love and appreciate everything I'm putting out.
100%.
So yeah, that was a recent example that just made me remind me of that in the mirror. Yeah.
The other thing too, and this took me a little while to learn, is you don't know what's going on in other people's lives. Like there's so many other reasons. And what I've got really good, especially in the last year, is rejection. Like I love rejection. I chase rejection. I chase it.
Teach me.
It's just so, well, it took me a little while to learn because it's that practice.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, how do you put it? It's kind of like off the Hulk, actually. If you watch Marvel, it's like the Hulk doesn't turn into Hulk because he remains angry all the time. All right. So for me, I put before the doing something, I expect rejection.
Okay.
When you expect it, you either get it, you go, cool. Or you don't, and like, oh, that's okay. So I'll give you a very good example in the last couple of weeks. Start with these podcasts. Just put it out there, like if someone wants to come and jump on, because my whole game here is to do 100 and before September 1st and just variations and stuff like that. Yeah. That's a massive, people do once a week normally. They do 52 in a year podcasts. So I'm going to do 100 in 5 months, something like that. But one, I love it. And then two, so it's just, I know the value it's going to give to so many people or the opportunity it's going to provide. And in order for me to do that, I have to take steps of going through rejection. Now, we've all been through rejection. So it's not the first time I'm going to be rejected. It's not the last time I'm ever going to be rejected. And that's how I just think about it now. It's like I can quite easily pick up the phone and just go, I would like to come on. No, you wouldn't. Or, hi, I've got this or that.
Yeah.
Because I deal with it now as what's the worst thing that's going to happen? So that's that's my triggers for me to get in the right space. Because sometimes I'll see a wall before I'll have a moment of, should I be calling?
Yeah.
But then I just go hold up. You know what you want at the end game, and you know to get there, it's going to take rejection. To build a business or to build knowledge, it's going to take failures. It's going to take mistakes. That's a part of life.
Yeah.
And as soon as we accept that, and that's what I finally did, this is back just over a year ago, was I would rather die trying.
Yeah.
And it's not going to mean anything.
Yeah.
Because someone hates me or someone rejected me, and.
As long as you've got good intentions and you can go to bed at night knowing that you did a good thing, you're working towards something positive and good, you've got nothing to worry about.
Totally. But the other side of it too is that why does their opinion matter? I don't know their world either. Just because maybe they don't like me, or maybe it's just the moment, or there's just so many other things. It's not actually personal.
Yeah.
It's like actually driving in the car. I've had this discussion quite a lot of times. When you drive in a car, something happens. And they, you get angry at someone for cutting you off, and you get super, super angry. But they don't care.
No.
They will forget about it 2 seconds later, and you're still the one going, oh, I can't believe it did this. It's a choice the way we react to something. There's an action, there's a reaction. Same with the rejection. It's just, well, you got two choices. One is you'll never know, or two is you'll do and you'll find out.
Yeah.
I'd rather find out. Because then you'll know, and that's the true, I think that's the true journey of life, is to be open to development, and then where you're going to grow is to find out.
Yeah.
So you don't know if you're going to be able to do it, or you don't know if it's going to work, but you go and find out. You ask the question to start with. So, and
also just swallowing your ego sometimes, and just being like, right, I'm just gonna, even if I do get rejected, you'll learn from it, you'll grow, but you've got to try, because otherwise you will never know. You will never know, and that's why people stay stuck.
Literally. That's the worst place to say, I reckon. There's no happiness in that. Let's come back to this, because I want to there's more. actually had this conversation a little bit earlier, yesterday or the day before, and it was just with females love to talk to each other. They can usually be more open where males don't. And then I think females are more open though to manifestation where not as many males are. I think it's trying to get there and it's trying to push on there. But like when it comes to dealing with, I know you deal with the women, do you have to deal with men at all? Have you had to like change your tactic at all to?
Yeah, it's funny actually because I've historically predominantly only worked with women up until the last few months, where I now have about 3 male clients. And I've really enjoyed it. And I wouldn't say I'm working with them on the manifestation side. It's mainly around nutrition at the moment. But I have brought in a lot about the visualization of like, you know, if their goal is weight loss, it's like actually visualizing that version of themselves, like that slimmer, more active, fitter person. How does that feel in your body? Like, how would it change your life? How will it change your social life, your relationships? So I'm definitely weaving a lot of that in. And then I also would...
Is it well received? Because I know a lot of men like, I
hope so.
Totally. Yeah.
I mean, no, yeah, I think it probably can come across a little bit like, they are probably not as open to it. And I do always have to like, what's the word? Like filter I'm going to try and stop doing this where I'm like, I know this sounds a bit woo woo, or I know this sounds a little bit kooky.
Oh, you try to set yourself up at the start
and
before
I want
you say
to
it.
stop saying that because I believe in it. And by me saying that, it's showing them that I sort of don't. So
literally.
I'm putting that out into the universe that I'm going to stop doing that.
Yeah, literally. But that's part of the whole belief too, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I would agree with you. I would say that men probably aren't as open to it. But I think we're living in a world now where it's like you're open to it, like you're seeing it. It's the way we are moving. Like we are moving into a more aware society, I think.
Obviously, like for me personally, I've like gone, if I think about it, and I don't like to think about it, but I do, just to be open with myself about the amount of years or the amount of things, the amount of years are wasted and the things I could have done if I had just done it before. And there was no difference between now and then. It was just the mindset. It was just a choice of, okay, do it or don't, reject and like, because I was taking it personally, like the judgment, society, social media, yada, yada, yada. But as soon as you switch that off, for me, the entire world changes. Like literally, there's nothing to be scared of. It's like, it's scared of missing out. And missing out. It's like, man, I want to go into this. I suppose there's the mixture because there's kind of a bit where you're doing the manifestation, where you're doing the nutrition side of things. You're obviously mostly dealing with females as well.
Yeah.
Do you find the difference with a space like Dubai or a space like UK? Is it changing? Is there differences culturally between people that you're discovering?
Yes.
Especially when it comes to manifestation.
I don't want to offend my Dubai clients, but I would say that convenience out here is so much higher in terms of like, you know, people drive or taxi everywhere. There's not much public transport. So they're less likely to walk. You can order what you want and like it's there within 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, literally.
So I would say that it's kind of Dubai is set up for lazy people. I'm not saying that they are, but I feel like it kind
I agree.
Yeah, it fits that. Yeah, rightly or wrongly. So I'd find that with Dubai, but then I'd find with the UK, sadly, with the cost of living crisis and the pressure from like although the pressures from the government and things like that going on in the UK, it's in such a sorry state. I feel for my clients in that sense where I'm like, oh, buy organic and, you know, get this fish and get that. Like I have to check myself and be like, you know, like they're going through a cost of living crisis. So it's different. I'd say like we have amazing things in Dubai, but that's also a negative.
Yeah.
But then in the UK, they're also struggling, but then maybe they can get out for walks more and I don't know. So
pros and cons from both
100%
ways, pluses and minuses.
Pros and cons. But I would say Dubai in general and why I do love living here is the vibe and people in general are happier and more receptive to things. The wellness space is big, whereas in the UK, you do have a lot of like, I have a classic example when I went to the supermarket back in Christmas in the UK and I just went over the counter. I was like, is this grass fed?
Oh, really? Yeah.
And
corn-fed, grass-fed, what's going on?
Me, she was like this East End woman and she looked at me as if to say, sorry, love.
What do you mean?
Like, yeah.
Is this Evian or Voss?
Yeah.
What kind of water is this?
And I was like, oh, I shouldn't have even done what? Who do I think I am? But I ended up just walking out empty-handed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that sums it up.
I kind of want to go back into a little bit of the nutrition side of this because then we're going a little bit mix the wellness, because when it comes to healthy snacks, or you mentioned earlier about like being more creative, like but you can create or make or learn how to bake your own things as well. What are some options for people that would be like, okay, look, you're not feeling the best, maybe you want something sweet, but let's make it healthy.
Yeah. So are you thinking like grab and go stuff like from the supermarket, or both?
But both, actually, to be honest. Like one's from some. I mean, I personally was thinking like I've actually gone to this. Like I don't like to cook. Be very straight on, and I'm very bland. Chicken rice, done. I'll have banana protein shake, water, done. Maybe put some oats in it.
Yeah.
If I get fancy, I'll put some strawberry and blueberries in there. Like
really pushing the boat out.
So I mean, I see your Instagram. I was like, geez. So, but I did try, like in making some energy balls or some coconut stuff like that, and which was a nice discovery for me. And it was a learning. The air fryer, same thing with the chips and stuff like that. That's what I was trying. But I'm going to pick your brain for my own benefit.
Yeah, I would say for you, like, look, you obviously stick to what you know, but like trying to add in a little bit of diversity if you can. Like if you're having rice, could you have wild rice, for example? Like, could you just add in, instead of having normal carrots, have like a purple carrot? Like just trying to be a bit more colourful is going to really help your gut health, making sure you're getting that diversity. But in terms of
all right, good.
But in terms of snacking, so my go-to like grab and go things would be naked bars, or they do them in the UAE, or Deliciously Ella is also good, but I think that's only UK. But then in the UAE, I actually work with a brand called Freaking Healthy, which you've probably heard of. They're really natural ingredients like peanut butter, chocolate. But I would always say to like, make it more of a filling snack, because that's probably not going to go too far if you're just going to have a small bar.
Yeah.
So add some fruit with it, get some nuts, maybe a little pot of yogurt, or a lot of places now, it's not very economical, but they'll do like some boiled eggs, so like having things like that on the go, a tub of hummus, edamame beans.
I had hummus this morning. Yum.
These are like handy things you can just grab. But I would say, basically all of the above: fruit and nuts, yogurt. Anything
like as far as baking or cooking?
Yeah, so I used
meal
to
prepping's a big thing.
Yeah, I used to love making healthy snacks. I don't so much anymore, but like I love making like healthy banana bread muffins. Things like
with
that.
Walnuts.
Yeah. And I'll also put in like turmeric or something as well, which you can't really taste, but like it's really good for anti-inflammatory. So
can I ask about, I don't know much about turmeric, because like I do have nearly every second day at least the old Baccarat shots, turmeric cinnamon honey.
Great.
Just because I just like it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'll just... but what's the benefits behind it?
I'll have to check that product and actually see if it's, you can send it to me after and I can see if it's like got natural ingredients. But turmeric is really it's an anti-inflammatory. It also supports our joints. It can support our immune health as well. You want to make sure you're getting a good potent source of it. But just lots of herbs and spices in general, like cayenne pepper is also a good one. So when you are cooking your chicken and rice,
I don't cook, I just go get it.
Oh.
I burn boiled eggs. Okay, it's out there now.
Right,
Literally, I'll put boiled eggs on. I'll leave it. I'll forget it. And I'll be like,
"Oh no,
what's that smell?"
How can you forget about food? I literally cannot. I'm like
all the time. I'm really good at eating it, but when it comes to cooking, I forget all the time. And literally, I've nearly a dozen times would have burnt the pot when it comes to boiled eggs. Yes, I mean that's what I'm a male. There we go.
But even if you bring that chicken and rice back, like if you can get some herbs and spices, just like putting a few like different spices on it, just to like up that diversity. Also, fresh herbs.
So this is for gut health.
Yeah, for gut health, and also detoxification. Like coriander, for example, can really help detoxify heavy metals from the body. And like in a place like Dubai, especially when we're exposed to heavy metals and pollution, adding just a handful of fresh herbs a day doesn't feel like a lot, but over time it will help you detoxify.
I had this mentality at one point of, what's the point of eating salad? It's just so tiny. It's going to take forever to get there. Thing. But I do. It's kind of changed over time. I'm not a person to eat for pleasure. It's just literally I just eat because I have to.
Right.
The same with sleep, because I have to. Like I understand the importance of it, so I do it. But I hate sleeping, and I actually hate eating. I mean, I'm very good at it, but like I literally
can't relate at all.
It's just so weird because I want to go do other things. And I was like, man, sometimes eating gets in the way. It was like, oh, it's weird. But as a male, it's also like, I want to eat because I don't want to be skinny either. I want to be athletic. I want to be performance-based. And so I do that. And same with sleep. I know if I want to perform better mentally, physically, then I need to sleep as well. So it's just forcing myself to sleep. But sorry,
No, I always find people like you really fascinating because I honestly
weirdo, what are you doing?
I feel like sleep and food are probably like my top two things other than my dog.
Love it. Well, look, when I see your plate in the morning, I can understand that completely. It's like everything's on there. Sorry, going back to that, because you talk about, what about when it comes to fasting? Because that's a massive trend as well. People are always like, oh, let's fast, let's have coffee, let's not have coffee with it, drink water, no drink water. Your thoughts on that?
I would say for the general population, for women, for female hormones, to avoid it. And I went through a phase when I was a few years ago now, maybe 4 years ago, I'd be getting up at 5, I'd be going straight to CrossFit on an empty stomach, doing a killer workout, then like having black coffee, fasting until 10, 11 a.m. And I honestly feel like I really disrupted my hormones over that period. And it then showed up in ways where I had really bad IBS. I was in quite an unfulfilled job as well, but I was like running on adrenaline and it was not good for me. And in general, our cortisol in the morning is at its highest. So pairing that with, not eating for a long time, like until lunchtime and coffee, it's just a disaster. Fasting can work for a lot of people. I would say it can be more successful for women post-menopause because they're out of that like cycling stage. And I've got a business partner who's a female fitness expert, and like fasting absolutely like works perfectly for her. She's she's pregnant now. She's got another one. It's fine. But I would say with my experience in my clients, I wouldn't recommend it from a hormonal perspective.
Well, with like gluten-free, lactose-free, these always come things being thrown out at people, and people are like, am I lactose-free or should I go gluten-free? Why would I go gluten-free? Why would I not have dairy? Those sort of things. I mean, for me, I didn't recognize it till late because it was like I kind of ate for the sake of eating. Yeah. And then the last couple of years is like, or even this last year, gluten-free and then lactose-free, I kind of pushed that anyway because it was just easier to mix things with water than it was to get milk, and if you want to get off, for me to get off, say, sweet drinks or alcohol was sparkling water. Yeah. And so I just got addicted to sparkling water or water. Yeah,
I love sparkling water.
Oh, so good. I could have a whole podcast on that. But yes, that's something that I've kind of gone down. So just kind of getting your thoughts on the gluten-free side of things, lactose-free, getting checked.
It's a very, very common intolerance to be intolerant to gluten. Like my flatmate is gluten-free, and like I know a lot of people that they just do not tolerate wheat very well. But if you can tolerate it, it can be a great source of complex carbohydrate if you're getting a good quality one that's not ultra processed. So just see how you respond to it, and maybe just have it in smaller portions if you do feel like you're having bloating. But I wouldn't say it should be,
have the wheat.
Like I wouldn't say cut it out for no need. And what I do find is a lot of the time with people that go keto, for example, who are completely cutting out carbohydrates, when they then fall off the keto wagon because it's so unsustainable, they then really struggle to tolerate and digest carbs. So I would say, look, each to their own, but I personally eat it. And then in terms of lactose, dairy, as if you're getting good, like organic, like good quality dairy, I think it can be a great source of protein, healthy fats, nutrients, calcium. But again, a lot of people can't tolerate it, and some people might not have it for ethical reasons. Some people, it might affect their skin. But overall, I more or less eat everything, like as long as I'm buying it from like a good produce. Yeah.
So with the lactose thing was like, I've grown up on a farm too, so I was like, milk was just part of life. Just milk, butter was right there. I was like, great, fantastic. And again, like for me, because I was so active growing up, I would just have anything anyway. So I mean, obviously I was tended towards more healthier foods, but I've had a bit of a sweet tooth. I still got a bit of a sweet tooth. And so it would be like, I was going to grab a bit of ice cream or grab something else like that, bag of chips, whatever like that. But like when it comes to so many different, because there are so many of a trend fad, people come out with healthy ice cream, healthy butter, healthy chips, healthy pancakes, healthy da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That there's a learning process for the world and the general public to get into. Where do we start? Where do you start with people that, you have to go gluten free, or these chips or these cookies or ice creams that are protein based, because they've got 8 grams of protein, so now it's a protein ice cream. So people go, thank you very much. How do you deal with that with people?
In so many different ways. What I would firstly say is, if you see a label in a shop or on a product and it's saying high fiber, high protein, low fat, it's probably not good for you. Well, it's not. If it needs a health claim, it's not good for you. Like you've got a pack of bananas over there, I bet that doesn't say high in potassium, good source of carbohydrates.
I'll have to have a look, actually.
And it doesn't need it. A bag of spinach doesn't need it. So like eradicate that. That's usually like the ultra processed foods. And then just listen to your body and become more in tune. Like, for example, if you do eat pasta or bread and you do feel really bloated after and it's preventing you from concentrating at work or sleeping, then you might need to find some healthier alternatives to that.
Well, I had to go from that to gluten-free pasta.
Yeah.
I saw the pasta, and actually I didn't realize it, and I was like, oh, that's way better for me. So I was like, for me personally, that's how it works.
Yeah, it comes down to personal approach. And I've fallen into the trap over the years of, trying things and wanting to jump onto trends. But and being like, oh, maybe I shouldn't eat that, or maybe I should eat. But I know that my body performs well on, I can tolerate wheat, I can tolerate dairy, and it's fine. But most of my diet is coming from whole foods. And I think you can't go far wrong if most of your food is coming in its natural source.
I want to do kind of one more question about this because of time, but I asked you about the importance of good nutrition, the importance of whole foods. Like, how do you get that across to somebody?
How do I get it across?
Do you have a particular approach? Because like there's so much information out there, and there's a lot of people just sometimes aren't willing to accept it or willing to open
what
up
I will do is when I work with a client, I will look at what they're already eating, and then I will pick that apart throughout the day. And I say, okay, so you're having cornflakes for breakfast, right? How can we improve this? Can we either go for Weetabix or oats? Or can you even, if you're not even willing to give up the cornflakes, can you add some natural yogurt and some nuts and some berries to that to make it a little bit? So I will.
And my mouth's watering, by the way, just talking about this.
But
I'm hungry.
I'll support them in like trying to improve what they're already doing. So if lunch is a ham sandwich, I'll say, right, can we put that on a good quality brown bread? Can you get not the processed ham? Can you get some chicken breast maybe and add some lettuce with it and have some salad? So like people are making these simple swaps, but it's actually so much further. And plus what I also think when I work with clients is like, when they're buying food out all the time, buying lunches out, buying like on the go all the time, they might have invested money to work with me, but I end up saving them money because I'm teaching them ways to either make things quickly at home or get those healthier convenience foods on the go that they can put together as opposed to buying something packaged. Sorry.
Actually, I do have one more question for you before you handle this, because I think I saw on your post was talking about body confidence.
Yeah.
How do you develop body confidence? Or what's the journey, the process, the idea from your perspective of doing that? Because social media is a massive thing out there. Sometimes there's the debate of too much skin showing or why are you doing this? Or, if you're going to dress that way, then expect the attention type of thing. So it's obviously a hard thing for everybody to get to a point. And even for me, I was like, I was on one end of the spectrum where it was like fit shamed, not fat shamed, but fit shamed. Oh, showing off, because you muscle or whatever. Like just when, I'd be comfortable with the shirt off, and people are like, well, put a shirt on. Why you put your shirt off for? It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm proud.
That's all jealousy and like a reflection of other people.
Nothing to do with me. It's totally. It took a little while to learn that.
Of course.
But like for you, you're going.
I would say.
Did I say this correctly, by the way? I think you talked about body confidence.
Yeah, it's something that I really help clients with as well, and it's something that I'm definitely on a journey with myself. But if I am having a bit of a bad body image day, I will just remind myself that like my body is doing so much for me. It's working for me. It's like working out. It's moving. It's capable of so much. And recently, with a client struggling with this, I've suggested that like when they get out of the shower and they like moisturizing their body, so like don't just like rush and put all your moisturizer on and like go on to the next thing. Like take your time, like slowly massage your body and like talk to your body. Like words are so powerful and just say like, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for looking after me. Like, thank you for waking up for me every day. And like looking at yourself in the mirror and talking to yourself kindly can go so far. And then in terms of like more superficial thing, like wear clothes you enjoy, like have a bit of a clear out, like things that you're not wearing anymore that you don't feel comfortable in, like get rid and actually wear things day to day that make you feel confident and sexy and happy in your skin, no matter what size you are. And that's very easy for someone who is white, like relatively slim, fit and healthy. I know that I have a privilege, and there are other people out there that, you know, like don't have like
Working
fitting the
towards it.
beauty standard.
Yeah.
Like I get it, and like it's easy for me to say, but your body is like, if you can treat your body with kindness and nourish it well, you can't go too far on. You just need to, you know, develop a relationship with it by journaling, affirmations, and just thinking of what your body does for you outside of how it looks.
You actually made me think of another question I really want to ask, because I was thinking about this the other day. The kind of, I need to touch on that actually. The whole, not fit shaming, but like,
I keep thinking you're saying foot shaming, but you mean fit.
Sorry,
Fit shaming.
Fit shaming.
Fit shaming.
Foot shaming could happen as well. People have that kind of fetish. No, like, so there's a lot of girls that kind of portray and show themselves on social media. They don't do it until once they're there, or they'll start portraying a lot more once they've got there. Then they'll start going, oh look, now I'm confident. But like, you weren't showing the journey between when you were out of shape, overweight and stuff like that. And again, it's that, I don't know, I just don't think, what's your thoughts on it when girls are doing that, like when they're putting things on social media for whatever reason, like if they look good, then they should be doing it, right? Because in the way that it is confidence in yourself, it's just who you are. And just because you're in the space, whether you had the advantage to start with or not, I mean, at the end of the day, you're still there. So just, do you have thoughts on that? Because we're dealing with body confidence, right?
Yeah.
And there's so much of just young girls these days, they just put too much. Like it's just
that external validation, isn't it? Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean. They're looking for validation, but then
Yeah.
there's also, well, yeah, you've also done well if you are there because it's your lifestyle as well, type of thing.
Yeah.
Is that part of the body confidence thing that you've kind of had to deal with or dealing with?
In terms
or know
of what,
someone?
like for myself, like
Yourself, it's someone
posting.
you're dealing with, you know?
I would say for like a client that maybe has got a certain aesthetic goal, and I would say like to unfollow people on Instagram that maybe are like, you know, putting in their face about like being really fit and healthy, those people you're explaining. So they're not constantly like feeding into the comparison trap. But for those people that are doing it and like they feel more confident now, I just think good for them. Like you do you, like own it. If that's what you want to do, like you'll find your way and you'll realize over time that maybe that wasn't the best way to sell yourself. But yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it's been a difficult one to answer, to be honest. It's just like, because you see so many people that go like what blows me away a lot of times is men and women, you know, that there's a lot of people trying to give advice on how to get fit, but they're in a very advantageous place. I mean, they're either very well built to start off with, and it's just kind of their lifestyle, and like, you can do it too. It's like, well, have you gone through when you were, 30% overweight as a male or 40% overweight male to get to that
people
point?
That have actually been through it,
there's two type of people, but then it's like, well, you are there. Like, so I've got this thing about life too, and I think a lot of people, they play the victim game, and it's like I saw this analogy of like the 100-meter sprint, and it's like, well, yeah, some people do start on the start line, and other people do start at the 90-meter mark to get to that 100 meters, and that's just, everyone can get to the end of it, can get the race, and the race of life isn't you win or lose, it's just you trying to get to that end of it, type of thing. And I think a lot of people, because of the judgment, because of social media, because of body types and stuff like that, with so much more fitness being promoted and pushed out there, and healthy lifestyles becoming the norm as well. So it's like there's going to be more and more people that are going to look great, be fit, be healthy, and I suppose in a little small way, maybe I'll be around to see it or not, majority of the world may be fit. And the normal is that most people are active, or making healthier choices, or the bad foods are actually taken off, or most of the bad foods are taken off, and they're put in the corner instead of when you go out to the grocery store, they're the last things you see, and it's like pick that chocolate bar type of thing, because that's the easy grab for everybody, and I've seen a few more now, there's protein bars there, but it's just kind of, it always something I'm always thinking of, like when I'm going out with friends and I don't want to have the drink, or I don't want to have the chips or all these,
or the dessert,
or the dessert, you know, and like for me, I'm still going through a process of normalizing that, and they make me feel like it's not normal.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care anymore. Like, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's the same thing with
or like you're so boring, or like
literally always
yeah.
those come back out at you and stuff like that. And so it's, that's one of those things that come around when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to manifestation, that it's like, it's something you've consistently got to work on. That there's not an end goal. Like if it's one thing, you got to achieve that, then it's the next step.
Yeah.
Be more confident in yourself, and you see yourself confident, you believe in yourself being confident.
Yeah.
Not only just kind of achieving it, that kind of makes sense. I don't know what a rant.
Yeah, no. That does resonate. No.
Go well after the side of that. Before we finish up, let them know where they can find you. Check down this camera here.
So you can find me mainly on Instagram. So it's Harriet Hills _nutrition. Everything's on there. My membership. Reach out about my one-to-one coaching, and if you're interested in the Manifesting Wellness Program as well.
8 spots.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
No, awesome. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for sharing. It's been really cool, and obviously the bouncing the conversations have been fantastic with you as well. So I'll be thinking about those 8. 8's my lucky number too, by the way.
Oh, amazing.
It literally is. So I'm like, go get it.
Thank you.